Hello everybody, it's time for another random update because who doesn't love these? These are always good news now, aren't they? So yes, I am going to uh for some reason in the past 3 days, I don't know, actually I do have a reason, but I have a sneaking suspicion why, but I've been under quite a lot of stress. Like I don't know, it's not exactly reasonable why I have that so much stress, but Uh, there's a stupid reason for that, but it's just stupid and it's annoying, and it has been kind of like ruining my body quite a bit recently, and now I can't sleep properly, and I don't think I will be able to make videos like so quickly now, and like I'm gonna have a break. That's the main point. I'm gonna have a break until the next Monday when I'm gonna start recording again. I'm gonna try to get a video for every day of for the next 5 days, I think. So that there will be at the very least one video coming out every day. Um, but otherwise, I'm just gonna take a break, and because I am just I don't know, I'm starting burnout, so I need to take some kind of break and relieve all the stress. I don't know, but as per usual, I don't really want to make these kinds of update videos without, at the very least, giving some other reason here as well. I'm just honestly father exhausted right now. God dang. So I have two polls in the description because everything in this channel is decided by polls because I don't know. The first is regarding that RP material, or the other one. One of them is regarding that RP stuff that will be role-playing stuff that will come soon. Though I still have to think a bit about it. And other has to do with the future of the content because um I am kind of worried about the whole, well, fair use deal because commentaries, strictly speaking, do fall under, technically speaking, fall under fair use, but um, I'd rather take a precaution against that. So I'm thinking I am going to change the way that I do these videos, and that will happen after I'm gonna implement that change after Breaking Bad, after that is finished. So there's a pretty clear time deadline when this will take place. There are two options how I want to go forward with this, and that is that I will either cut out all the dead air in the videos, where I am completely silent or emotionless or something like expressionless or something like that. You know, similar to as what I would be doing, just like cutting like a montage out of it. That would certainly cut down the videos to a really lot, quite a bit. I'd try to perhaps have somewhere where I might include all of the little chuckles and all of that, or I might not, depending on how it goes. Um, then there's of course the second change, which requires a lot less editing from me, but requires a lot more work from you. Now, both of these changes would require the viewers to actually go and watch the original material, which, let's be frank, is perhaps the best choice. And this would be a good way to, you know, reinforce that idea that you should not come to these videos expecting to see the original material. The other way would be for me to remove the original material, you know, that little window in the corner, and I would remove that from that, and you would have to sync that up with yourselves. So this is an important change, and I need your input on this. Which one of these is more preferable? I don't watch commentaries myself, so I have no clue about this. So I need you to vote here. This is really important, really, really quite important, because I'm gonna change the modus operandi of this channel. So that's gonna, either way, this is gonna probably, I mean, this might increase my workload quite a bit, but I don't mind. Editing is just fine by me, and it's not that hard. But this is where your voice is needed, honestly. Do I cut out all of the dead air, or do I remove the original video from there? So yeah, vote on that. then let's talk about that RP stuff. And this is honestly where you should also vote, because I will get this out at some point. That's for certain, because this channel is mostly, I mean, it's predicated on what I want to do, so, you know. Yeah, and this will mostly be defining the setting of that RP, or rather the era or style or whatever. There's quite a lot of options there, so even if you have no interest in that RP, you should vote there, just in case some, like, so that there would be the style or the setting of that RP would be preferable to you, so you might surprisingly get some enjoyment out of those, even if you don't actually want those RPs. If not, like, hey, don't vote on. I'm not telling you what to do. I am completely telling you what to do. But let me run down the options here, because I might have to explain this quite a bit. So, there are 3 levels of magic fantasy, and those, or rather normal fantasy, and those are like low magic, normal, and high magic. And the difference between those is, low magic, there are basically very few wizards. Normal fantasy is basically something like Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons stuff, just in general, you know, where mages are uncommon, but they still are like common knowledge. And high magic is where basically even sword skills implement magic and stuff like that. Then Magitech, it's kind of hard to spell that, but, or often called also Magic Punk. Basically steampunk, except instead of steam, it's using magic. That kind of stuff. I did not implement steampunk here because that is one of these areas where my knowledge is so minuscule that I just figured, I know the general genre, but I don't have enough knowledge about it, so I'm not, and I'm just not gonna risk it on that. Alright, the style of the, or the system of RP is, by the way, going to be a Ganmue special, so that's why I'm asking about, like, this setting. Because it's gonna be easier that way. Cyberpunk should be fairly self-explanatory. Then Guns and Sorcery, which is kind of an interesting mix that you don't often see, and it's basically something like a bit before, the era a bit before World War One, or kind of in the mix between World War One and World War Two, kind of that time era, that, you know, a lot of weaponry being used and ballistic weapons being the norm by that standard, and that mixed with magic. So it's fairly different from Magic Deck, but it shares some similarities. Mostly it has just far more advanced weaponry, but it has a bit more realism to it. And then futuristic cyberpunk, which would be again cyberpunk except quite a bit far into the future, and taking quite a bit of quite a bit of creative freedom from the usual cyberpunk paradigm, where, you know, you could basically have not exactly transporters, but like space lift and all that kind of fun stuff. Actually, surprisingly close to Android. Whatever. And futuristic fantasy, which would be kind of similar, in similar way to cyberpunk, futuristic cyberpunk, except a bit more in the Magic Deck line. Actually, surprisingly close to Shadowrun, but more futuristic. Then Mech Future, which would basically be just mechs, you know. And then Mech Fantasy Future, which would also implement magic. Yeah. If you have any questions, yeah, you know, you can always ask questions. Yeah, I'm gonna go work, actually. I'm gonna have to go to work, but yeah, I'm gonna take the 5 days break. I'm gonna still be answering all the questions and all that, and I'm gonna get all the videos, or as much videos done as possible. There might be 1 or 2 days without any videos, but yeah. So the next normal day regarding uploads will be next week's Tuesday, the 26th. Yeah. Apologies, but I honestly don't. I doubt that anyone wants me to burn out like this. So, yeah. I mean, I don't even know where the stress is coming from. Again, I do know, but it's not a reasonable source. It's just um, special stupid fucking unicorn. Yeah. And honestly, I'm probably the one most frustrated with this. So, yeah. Hopefully, though, this will also mean that I will be able to pump out those Let's Plays quite a bit faster once I come back. During that time, by the way, I might record some of... I'm gonna play quite a bit more than I have done now, since I don't have to do that much editing then in that time period. I might record that and upload it to the second channel, or I might not. I don't know. I'm just saying that I might do that. If I do, I'm gonna give a heads up about that, but whatever. Okay, yeah. Apologies once more, but precautions have to be made. Apologies for both the 5-6 day period of rest, and apologies for this change in the content, but that is honestly going to be really different if I want to grow the channel. Or if the channel will ever grow a bit larger, it will be easier to avoid content ID matches, and cease and desist is my biggest concern here. Because there's quite a few companies that already have a case of giving me a cease and desist by now. So, yeah. Yeah. But I also thank you all very much for your support. I'm still gonna be doing the movies, and I have the next deadline for a movie set, but I'm not exactly sure what movie I'm gonna do. Not exactly, I do have a few ideas, but I'm not exactly sure. Okay. This ended up being far longer than I wanted it to be, but thank you all very much for watching. Please do vote on, at the very least, that other one. Yeah. Have a great day and stay awesome. Ganmue out. Thanks.